Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the show. I'm David Sponheim, doing another garden kitchen experience with our betta fish. Let's see if we can. Oh, look at him. I just fed him. He's fantastic. We got coffee brewing here. We're going to be making a spicy beef spaghetti for only $5. I picked up some ground beef. And if you look around, you can get one of these things for about $2.50. I picked this up at Walgreens. We're going to add some salsa that was sitting around in the refrigerator. You guys have salsa sitting around in the refrigerator? This is about a half a container. We're going to be putting about $1 worth of Hunt's pasta sauce. You can get this type of product at the dollar store. And a 33-cent can of tomato sauce. So far we're up to that's $2.50. I'm going to say that's worth 50 cents right there. $3, $4, 33 cents. And I picked up some amazing deal on spaghetti. I got ronzoni for 69 cents. But I got a small package of that, and I'm adding another container, which I picked up for 79 cents, of the ronzoni Non GMO variety. And all ronzoni is non GMO. That's what their company has been talking about. So they're moving toward, ronzoni is moving toward non-GMO. And this one, they put together a thing called ancient grains. So we're going to mix that up with the other ronzoni. It should be about the same cost. Wow. So we're here to talk about politics. Cooking up politics is one of the ideas here. We're going to be doing a kind of an onion base. So I'm going to get the pan going at about level 3 on the front burner over here. Back here in the far distant reaches of the show over here. Okay, I'm going to start working with the onion. And as soon as that pan is hot, I'm going to put, got my coffee brewing here. I'm going to put some oil in there. And I'm going to use sunflower oil. All right. And we're going to go ahead and actually tell you about the oil a little bit. I talk about the oils quite a bit at this point. There's a lot of bad oils out there, and you really don't want to get anything like canola or corn or soybean oil, because they're genetically modifying those crops, and those crops have been taking in more than necessary the amount of pesticides. They're designed to take in more pesticides than any other plant. So, you want to avoid genetically modified oil, but your best bet is to go with safflower, sunflower, or olive. Olive is good. Peanut is so-so, but if you're cooking pork or something, peanut is good. Beef and olive oil or sunflower oil or safflower oil works great. Okay, I'm going to chop this onion up. Just taking it like that and giving it a few slices like this, and then a cross cut. Careful not to cut your fingers off. All right. Wow. Hey, you lived in Seattle in the 1980s? You saw a bum downtown eating spaghetti out of a dumpster? Was that you? No, I've never eaten out of a dumpster. But that is that's a purgeable offense, and I'm going to also ask that if you say that again, you will be banned from the show. All right? I don't take demoralization or degradation very kindly, and I would ask you to modify your vernacular when talking to us in the show. Now, the spices you're going to need are chili powder, and Italian seasoning. I use a thing called Finney's Herbs. That's an antique container, by the way. All right, I'm going to put the oil in the container in the back, in the pan. I'm going to go with about 3 tablespoons of oil and get that cooking on a hot flame before I throw my onions in. Now this dinner does require peppers, so I'm going to add a couple peppers here. I picked these up in a mega bag. I got these for eight of them for $2.99. So I guess I'm slightly over $5. Typically these peppers would cost you about $1. So I'm going to go ahead and modify and make this 5 meals. I'm going to make this 6 meals for $6. Okay? I've never failed a health inspection. You're funny. I'm not cooking for public use or consumption, so yeah. So I'm just upping this to 6 meals for $6. For some of you evil people, I'm not adding another 6. I'm not endorsing any type of any evil activity here, but 6 meals for $6. And we're on the heels of a Halloween show, and it was absolutely bizarre how the Trump people came in last night acting like they won the race. It's just so funny how they behave. All right, but anyway, I'm going to get those onions on. I'm going to wash these peppers off. I'm going to get these onions on the grill. We're kind of on a timetable when we do these shows, so if some of my activity is frenetic, it's because, you know, we have to be frenetic. Okay. Not getting the sizzle I expected, but that's okay. We're starting out slow. All right, we'll do the peppers too. Best way to do the peppers is cut the top off like that and pop the center through. Just pop it right out. And then grab that center out of there and then pull it without touching the seed pod, which is kind of sometimes hard to do. Give it a little twist. All right. Sarah is really not a seed person, so I have to be very careful not to add seeds to this meal. Otherwise, she'll like freak out in the middle of a dinner. I'm just kidding. She doesn't freak out. She's very particular about what she eats. I like that quality. I really do. I will not eat eggplant with seeds in it. But, you know, when you're eating something, you want to at least eat something that you want to eat as opposed to something that is just kind of thrown together in a blender. Now, some people are saying I'm very slow. I'm one of the fastest cooks I've ever seen, so I'm not really sure what they're saying when they say I'm slow. And by the way, I am sauteing these onions over here. And this show is kind of like my time. It's not really something I have to do. There's a kind of a way of doing cooking shows which can get very stressful. Okay, you want to cut those cross section now. So you want to take those peppers and cut them crosswise. So they're about 1/2 inch in size. You don't want to get them too thin, because you want to feel the pepper in the meal when you're eating it. Feel the pepper. All right, wonderful. Okay. Now, in my previous spaghetti shows, I've been adding little things like carrots and celery. Yeah. Not really going to do that in this one. All this healthy eating getting me a pot noodle stat. Dude, I'm not fat. I'm pretty thin. I've got a thing going on where I'm built like a bull. I don't know. Some people are born with a different type of physique. I'm born to be like a swimmer. So my upper body is like really full. You know, I can't explain exactly how I turned out, but I used to have a small chest, and then I started working out and lifting weights, and it got really big, and then I had to tone it down again. All right, we're going in with the beef first. On top of those slightly glazed onions, I'm going to use the scissors on this beef. So this package is something you're looking for a value. You could pay upwards of $4 for this package. You're looking for a value of about $2.50. And this is a 73% content. So there's going to be oil in this dish. And I'm going to show you how to drain that as soon as I finish up here. Okay, that's going right in the pan. Squish it right out. Okay, this dinner involves a spaghetti, so we're going to cook, while this thing gets in the pan, I'm going to spread it out with a spatula. Slice it up a little bit. Break it up. I normally don't eat ground beef, but it's so convenient when you want to make a spaghetti. It really is. Okay, so you see what I've done there? I've just spread it out evenly on top of the onions. And then I'm going to take that Italian seasoning and just sprinkle on top. We'll do about a teaspoon of Italian seasoning. I know it sounds like a lot, but believe me, this stuff is the way to go because oregano and basil is very good. It's like a natural antibiotic. It's good to stop colds and build your immune system. So chili powder is really kind of a fun thing. I'm just going to throw this in like crazy. Give it about a teaspoon or more. I'm trying to get rid of this stuff. It's getting a little old. So luckily the salsa I'm using has spice in it, so it's not a big deal. Okay, I'm waiting on the garlic. I'm going to go ahead and add those peppers to the top of that with my hands here. I did rinse my hands, so don't worry. All right, nice and evenly spread out. Make sure everything's broken up so it's not clinging to each other. All right. I'm going to throw some garlic powder. That's something a lot of you might have in the house, so why not use it? It's a good time to use it right now. Whoops. Hello. Where is my garlic powder? Garlic powder, here it is. You can go for about a half a teaspoon of garlic powder. People love the taste of garlic, and it's good for you too. Okay, now cover that up and take it up to level 6. Let's get that thing going. I'm using real garlic right now. I picked up some USA garlic. And I must tell you, there's a huge difference between USA garlic and Chinese garlic. Avoid the Chinese garlic, even in the powder form, if you can. This is USA, born in Gilroy. Beauty was coming right out of Gilroy, so I grabbed this. It's fantastic garlic. The Chinese garlic has more toxins in it, they say. Yeah, they're doing things in an industrial way out there that just doesn't jive with good quality food or good eating. So you could say, well, is it GMO garlic, David? Well, just born in the USA. That's what I want to. Born in the USA. Did I tell you I stared at Bruce Springsteen and he stared at me? And it was like a weird moment. It's going to go in my book, of course. I was across the street and I looked at the guy. I said, "That's Bruce Springsteen." And he looked right at me and he went like that. Like that. I don't know what it meant. But man, I'll tell you, getting the point from Bruce Springsteen was enough to, carry me through the lean years in my 20s. Bruce. Okay, we're going to start these garlics off by bruising them naturally. And it's you can use your hand, but why use your hand when you can just use this beautiful butcher knife? With a French curl, by the way. You see that curl? That's a French curl, so you can go like that. You want to husk those garlics. Garlic is something you want to throw in toward the middle of your meal, not in the beginning, except powder form, because it really kind of loses its zest, and you want to keep all of the qualities, the medicinal qualities of the garlic in your food. So that fresh garlic taste is something you want to kind of hold off on. And even put garlic in the last 5 minutes of a meal and it sits in the dish, unless you don't want to freak people out. Then they'll say, "Oh, there's too much garlic in this." And I really don't like those people because I love garlic. All right, so is this great? Having fun with Dave and hanging out? Yeah. Oh, come on. I told you not to do that. Tell your grandkids about the story. You're welcome, if you have grandkids. Well, I hope you all live a long life and prosper. Yeah, it says that means that garlic is not grown organic, it's loaded with pesticides. Lemon Moon, yeah. But I've heard they use way more pesticides in China than in America. So I'm just going with USA, born in Gilroy. So yeah, so that coffee's done. Wow. Hang on. Let me pour my low-cost coffee here. Nice. That's a dark cup of coffee. Nice. Normally don't get a coffee break in the middle of my record, but hey, you know, I told you not to talk about this perversion of yours, so please don't do that in the chat room. Thank you. I'm just saying, at this point, non-GMO on the spaghetti itself. I don't know about these other products. Okay, with a flame like that, we're going to have to rotate that food inside the pan. So give it a good stir. Press that beef around. Push those peppers in. This is going to take a little longer than normal. Depends on how much fat is in there. Sometimes I will drain the fat, and sometimes I won't. Sometimes it feels, yeah. Never waste anything. I don't know what is your problem. They say the camera makes you gain weight, but I'll tell you, I am in good shape. I have a big upper torso. I don't know if you can see the girth behind my upper torso, but when I do my my workout, I don't know, you see me on camera doing a few of the punches that I normally do during my martial arts session with my secret sensei. But you don't want to get near me, man. Yeah, I'm a pretty big guy. I'm intimidating. I really am. All right, here we go. It's cooking really nicely. I'm going to do a little mince on those garlics. See, this is where a French curl comes in. Isn't that nice? You just put one tip down and mince away. All right. Beautiful. Now you notice I haven't put any tomato sauces in here yet, because my next step is to fill up this container with just filtered water from the purifier. I don't go to extremes when I make spaghetti, but this is good enough. Yes. All right, about halfway full will be adequate for enough spaghetti. All right. And throw some, I'll throw that on a back burner. Put it on level 6. I'm going to run that very high. Put about a half a teaspoon or a quarter teaspoon of salt in that. And throw some garlic powder in the water. Yeah, why not? Okay, cover that up. Sorry. And get ready to open some cans, because we've got some cans to open now. Beautiful. I'm going to give this a stir. One more stir will do it. Okay. Okay, I'm going to drain some of the fat to show you how to do that. I'm going to turn the temperature down to low just because it's kind of hot back there. And we're going to take just a standard bowl like this. This is Blue Willow. Just hold the pan over the stove and just drain right into that bowl. Okay? Now that's all fat that would normally go in your waistline and add to your body mass index weight proportion. As you know, my body mass index is pretty dang close to nailed what my body size should be. I need to lose about 5 pounds of excess adipose. But other than that, I'm in great tip-top condition. Okay, so you're draining that 23% of that beef that you don't need because there can be toxins in fat. Animal fat is known to have toxins. Yeah, that's the good part, I know. I'm 6'4" and Sarah is 5'11". All right, you don't have to get every single last drop. That's good enough. All right, cool. Right back on the stove and take it back up to level 3 again. I'm going to open some cans for you. Let me show you how simple that is. I use a manual opener. You always have to make sure you get a good manual opener. A lot of them aren't that good. Not that good. And this is a non-salt variety that I get at Walmart. It's a non-salt tomato sauce. See that? Yeah, you can use as much of that as you want to extend your meal. The more the merrier, but adding it to the regular salted tomato sauce kind of tones the salts down quite a bit. And of course that salsa that I have, that's kind of old salsa, is going to be adding a lot more salt too. So you do not want to add salt to this meal. It would be an overkill operation. Yeah, well, I'm running on low light here, LED. All right, so pour that tomato sauce on top of all that beautiful pepper and beef that's back there, and onion. But before you do that, I want you to put the garlic down first. You put the garlic down right on top of that. All right, and then pour the sauce on top. Beautiful. And I'm going to put the other sauce on top of that. And you're going to have a little residue in these cans, so what I do, and here's the salsa. There we go, right there. I will take a little bit of water from the sink, or whatever kind of water, and swish it around, and have it go back and forth between the cans. And you can do this a couple times with more water until you get the residue. Nothing's wasted this way. All right. You're running at level 3 in the back on the sauce and level 6 on the hot water that's getting to a boil. All right, that's good. Press it all down, kind of maneuver it around, kind of finesse it into the dish. There you go. Keeping the peppers down toward the bottom because you want them to soften up toward the heat. And all their beautiful taste will come up through that wonderful sauce that's in the middle. And that's all mixed together. Okay. We're going to cover that up at level 3 and let it sit, cook. Now, if you have a garden, and many of you do have a garden, like a victory garden. Oh yeah, this is incredible food. This is great stuff. And you know, the spiciness of that salsa really makes the dinner complete. With the various ingredients, this dinner is going to be a winner. Top it with Parmesan and you're good to go. Yeah. previous shows, I've had one heck of like a whirlwind kitchen going on. It's been amazing. I was reviewing my tape the other day. I was like, man, I was like cooking like a Tasmanian devil the other day. This is all recyclable. Okay, so I hope everyone's having a great time. I have Germanic heritage, yes I do, from my father's side. From my mother's side, I have English and Romanian heritage. We're going to take that oil and we're going to compost that oil. So I'll put it down in the compost heap. You can follow me down there. It says compost on it. Too gross. We'll put that in there. Being careful not to actually breathe the compost heap. All right, that closes that up. And if you've got a septic system, you got to always worry about oil. So I sop up the oil with a napkin and throw it in the garbage. So, but all of this is potential compost as well. All the onions, everything. All the onion husks. Some people say you can't compost it. I say compost everything. I mean, except wrappers or something. Yeah. If you compost it, it returns it to the soil, and the soil benefits, and it's an amazing process. I grow organically, and I've been growing organically for a long, long time, ever since I started promoting organic produce and marketed organic goods in the 1980s. I was instrumental in getting organic goods to the marketplace. Stores like Safeway were first introduced to organic food by me. So, if you're a big Safeway buyer, they have over 200 organic food products in their store made by Safeway. They're into the production of organic food. So, as much as I talk about Cerberus and the problems with mega corporations buying Safeway, I still like Safeway. I'll still shop there, All right, so I never made money on that deal. No. I was just a person who promoted products around the country. I sent out promotional packages around the United States in the early 80s, directly to general managers of box stores and grocers. And I expanded out, and I did a lot of door-to-door in major cities like Los Angeles, San Diego, Santa Barbara. And I just promoted organics for about 2 years there. All right, so we're almost to a boil over here, which is great. I grew this in the garden. It's a little bit of leafy. Let me show you what I got here. Got the flashlight on the leafy spinach. So if you want to garner, you put a little bit of this on top of your tomato sauce. It actually doesn't hurt if you mince it up. It's an interesting component when you put it into a meal. And just mince it right up, almost like it was basil. Give it a dice. There you go. Okay. And we're going to just throw that right on top of the cooking sauce. Kind of mince it up tight. And the steam at the top of that boiling sauce will cook that spinach on top and kind of layer it in. It just adds more nutrition. Obviously, you can't have too little nutrition, right? I'm using, my total energy profile for our show is under 30 watts. We broadcast the entire show for under 30 watts. The computer uses about 450 watts. And this laptop is not a big consumer of energy at all. I mean, if I broadcast remotely from the laptop, it would be fine in terms of low-cost energy. We've done that on road trips. We've actually taken this entire show to McDonald's across the country. We usually get good connections at McDonald's. I don't use very many. I've an electric bill right around $100 a month, and that's in a fairly expensive electric area. You know, there are areas where you can pay half of what we pay for electricity here in Washington. California, I think, is a little higher than Washington, but we're paying pretty. Thank you. Thanks for the show. Yeah, pretty low cost, relatively speaking, but still not the lowest in the country. I mean, we're on the high end actually. We've got 3 people watching in Outer Mongolia. They're going to make this dinner tonight when they get back to their hut. One is called Java, and we have Java the Hutt is out there right now, and he's going to work on this dinner. He slaughtered an antelope, and he's going to try to make this out of antelope burger. Good job there, Java. Nice hunting, Java. All right, we are almost at full boil here. Level 6. I'm going to get that pasta going. This is a combination, like I said earlier, of Ronzoni, ancient grains, and it's non GMO. See that? And Ronzoni's made a very, very impressive effort across the country to talk about how they are, almost all of their stuff is non GMO. Very interesting. And I've been seeing those products disappear on the shelves at my grocers, and I'm not sure it's because they're not getting reordered or it's because people are just buying them up all the time or what. Well, I don't really want to talk about Java right now, if you don't mind. Java the Hutt is a character. I don't even know who he is, actually. Do not eat ramen noodles. No, they've done studies showing that ramen noodles do not digest. Any type of ramen or that type of, not any brand name, but they just don't digest properly. This is melt in your mouth, ancient grain. I mean, it doesn't get any better than this. All right, we're almost ready to turn this down to a simmer. I'm going to turn the entire dish down to a simmer. I don't want to be accused of overcooking it here. Hey, hello, Mongolia. Greetings. Yeah, really, if you're resorting to ramen noodles for a diet, they've scoped people and found ramen noodles in your stomach, in your intestines, looking just the way they were when they went in your mouth. A day and a half into it. Yeah, it's like very slow digestion, and they're bleached with all kinds of ingredients, and I just don't think it's good quality food. And unless you want to get sterile, you may want to drift away from GMO products, because there's a product in genetically modified corn called epicite. And I don't know exactly how bad the wheat products are in the market. They're probably safer, but the corn is extremely dangerous. Epicite creates a sterility in both men and women. And when I found out about this, I was absolutely freaked out. But so Sarah and I just converted. We're not having kids. We just don't want to be sterilized. It's that simple. I don't really like being messed with by the food I'm eating. All right, we are almost at a full boil. Come on, I'm going to take it up to 7. There we go. We'll slip the spaghetti in and get it into a roaring boil and finish up the show. We normally put the spaghetti, when it's done, out of in the hot condition. We put it in a bowl and then we serve it separately. But in this particular case today, I will add the spaghetti to the top, the sauce to the top of the spaghetti, and we will just put it ready to go. We can serve it right out of there. It's easy to do. Yeah. I'm really liking the guest chat tonight. You guys are doing great. Telling me that I'm celibate, that's really good. These aren't boobs, these are muscles. I have a big, huge chest. I'd show you the entire full body, but I don't really want to, make my body the issue of the show. Yeah. No, it's not. There's no GMO. This is pure 100% all natural. Okay, I got a full boil going. Right in the nick of time. Let's take the top off. Look at that. Would you just look at that? Okay, and you're going to put that pasta, I'm going to do a half and half mix of regular Ronzoni. And I break it in half and drop it in. And I'm going to go for half of this package of ancient grain. As soon as that gets in there, you want to give it a stir. Otherwise, it'll start to clump on you. You don't want clumps. Okay, here goes the ancient grain. This is like a brown spaghetti, and it's full of fiber. People who love fiber know what I'm talking about. Look at that beautiful, 100% natural ancient grain. I love it. Ah, it's the best stuff ever. Okay, we're going in there now. And again, give it a little stir. I already put salt and a little garlic powder in there, just for flavoring. There it is. Perfect. And I'll save the other package, the rest of the half a package, for another meal. And I just put it in a cupboard, ready to go. This is my little backup drawer where I keep my my backup spaghetti whenever I'm making a quick meal. All right, isn't this fun? See, cooking can be really enjoyable. Sarah can eat whatever she wants. She loves spaghetti. She doesn't know what I'm making. I don't have moves. I have big pecs. Have you seen my fiscal hot tub video? You should tune into that. Look it up. Fiscal hot tub. Beautiful. This is going to take about 6 or 7 minutes. Perfect timing for the show. Yeah, the best way to look at my physical prowess is to look at the fiscal hot tub video. All right. Give it a couple stirs. You do not want it to stick or clump. All right? That's an order. And this is on simmer back there, so nothing to worry about. No, dude, I'm telling you. I have been, no, you're wrong. In fact, we just stepped up our exercise plan. Sarah and I both did, to include a half hour of rigorous exercise twice a day. So you have no idea the amount of effort I have put into this. Yeah, it's when you bulk up, when you weight lift, like Arnold Schwarzenegger, you can get a kind of a large upper body. And that's what happened to me. I joined World's Gym in 1978 and had a pretty exciting year there with all these amazing bodybuilders around me, and was really motivated to work out. And it didn't really quite occur to me that all that working out was going to lead to bulk as you get older, And I know that Arnold has tried to get rid of some of his excess body, the muscle structure. He rejoices with Mildred, his any love child. Yeah. You can do so isometrics, yeah. But I have to swim a half an hour twice a day to keep my body slim. Yeah. Otherwise, people think I'm a cybernetic organism. Human flesh over metal exoskeleton. Yeah. All right, we're almost done here. Gosh, this is great. You just give it a little stir. You want to make sure it's al dente, not el mushe. I've got my colander all set here. Yeah, fantastic. Okay. I think I'm going to do a full prep on this dish. Yeah. Okay, I've got my favorite spaghetti bowl from way back in the 1970s. Fantastic. The spaghetti bowl that I've had in my family for years, I have a couple of them, they nest. And it's really a good way to present this. Okay, there we go. Part of the problem in this cooking show is we haven't really had a full presentation. Now this is Chef Mano RD. Yeah. No boy RD here, man. That's right. This is a manly dinner. Spicy beef spaghetti. It's what's for dinner. Well, this is better than pizza. Pizza will make you get a loud ass, man. Yeah. Okay, we're there. Al dente it is. Here we go. Turning the burner off. We got light. We got camera. You're going to see me drain this stuff. I'm going to turn the water on because I don't want the hot water going down the drain straight up. There we go. It cools it down on the way out. Fantastic. Yeehaw! Okay, and that goes right in the bowl. Then take the sauce that you were cooking on the stove like that and go right on top of it with the sauce. And see how nice that spinach melted right in it? Just go right on top, the whole thing. Right on top. Fantastic. Ah, I didn't overcook a thing. It's perfect. Turn your burners down. Just kind of gently push that sauce around and let it soak right in and kind of adjust your plate. But that is one amazing dish. Serve it with Parmesan. And what I have is I have a grab tool that's pretty cool. This is my favorite type of grabber when you're grabbing something, because it grabs the spaghetti down below. Now, normally in Italy, they don't mix the spaghetti until in Italy until after the dinner for obviously a leftover. But since I'm not Italian, I don't really need to worry about that, do I? Okay, I try to rinse my dishes off right away so I don't encounter a lot of stubborn stains that you acquire when cooking. All right, everything's done. Do a little cleanup. Oh, it's too hot. I can't wipe the surface down yet. Okay. All right, we are absolutely done. We just made a fantastic meal. I want to thank you for coming in and watching our amazing show. We've got a betta fish saying goodbye. Thank you very much for coming in and recognizing that my posture is 100% tonight. I've been working on my posture, and I'll be starting the show in about less than 5 minutes. We'll be right there. See you in a bit. Take care, everybody.